So the Baltimore Ravens pretty much beat down the Indianapolis Colts 24-9. Um, I'm just gonna talk about this game for a little bit. What are my thoughts on it? Talk about Andrew Luck. Um, all right, man. This game started off a good game, man. Going into this game, I really felt like the Indianapolis Colts had everything that they needed to beat um the Baltimore Ravens. I was really surprised at the way that the Indianapolis Colts played, man. They played really conservative, which is not what I was expecting. I was expecting Andrew Luck to go out there and just throw all over the Baltimore Ravens. And it sounds crazy, but this Baltimore Ravens team, they showed up to be a tough defense today, but I mean, they're an aging defense, and they've shown in the past that they can be torched. And then on the other side of the ball, you got Joe Flacco, or as I like to call him, Joe Quacko. I'm sorry, guys. Yes, I call him Joe Quacko. He's just kind of overrated to me. I'm not gonna lie. I don't really see what's so spectacular about Joe Quacko. Because at the end of the day, he hasn't made it to the big dance. And it is what it is. But I was thinking that Andrew Luck would have a huge game. He threw for 288. 54 attempts, 28 completions. You look at that and you say not bad. Now, I'm not going to put too much on Andrew Luck. He didn't have the best game. All right, he overthrew a lot of receivers. But he still had a solid game, but here's the deal. What my issue with the Indianapolis game plan was this. Why were you even running the ball at all? Why were you running the ball at all? Okay? My pops was making the point. He was like, okay, well, sometimes what you got to do, even if the run isn't working, you got to run the ball, just to keep the other team off balance. They don't know when the run game is coming and when the pass game is coming. And I understand that. Opens up the play action, blah, blah, blah. I understand it. I get it. Here's my deal, though. If the run's not working, there's no need to keep doing it. Like, they were stuffing the run. There were times where they were losing yards. They were getting stuffed. The run game was just a complete and utter failure from Indianapolis, and that's to be expected. I mean, you got to at least give the Ravens that. They were able to take something away, which is what a good defense does. They can at least take something away and force you to pass. But I felt like the problem is that, like I said, the Colts weren't taking enough chances. Even when they started going further and further down in the game, you were thinking, okay, at some point they're going to take some real shots here. But I just do not get it, man. Their coach really didn't show a lot of balls to me by really airing this game out and really trying to let Andrew Luck show what he has at least out there. And then by the end of the game, what's going to happen is, your receivers are going to get gassed. On the other side of the ball, Baltimore is really just pounding the ball with a vicious run game more than anything. They got some nice receivers in Torrey Smith, very athletic. You got Anquan Bolden. Flacco had a decent game, which when the defense plays like that, that's all he really has to do. When Flacco has his run game going and a solid defense, then, I mean, that's what the Ravens are going to do to you, man. The way to beat the Ravens is you get them coming from behind, and then Flacco has to play hero ball. That's how you beat the Ravens, because when Flacco has to be that guy, that's usually when they screw up. But I mean, sure, 54 attempts for Andrew Luck. On the surface, that looks like he got a lot of attempts, which he did. But my thing is, he should have ended this game with like 80 attempts, and I'm being real serious. The running game was not working. I feel like at some point, the Colts should have jumped ship off of that running game and be like, okay, we just gotta air this thing out. And just put it in the hands of the franchise, which is Andrew Luck. This is the man who you handed the franchise to. It would be Peyton Manning, but it's Andrew Luck. Overall, Andrew Luck had a good, solid year for a rookie. Took them to an 11-5 record. It sucks because, I mean, I feel like, I don't know about a lot of the Colts fans out there, how they feel, but I feel like you guys could have won this game. That's just me. I just feel like the game plan was just kind of off a little bit. It at least could have been closer had he been able to air it out more. I don't know if that would have, put more pressure on Flacco. Who knows? We don't know now. But you got to give props to that Baltimore Ravens run game, man. That was a sick run game. Um, they really just did some real ground and pound, real bully style football. And they got the W, and they're moving on. So you got to give them credit. I guess the next question that Colts fans are going to be asking now, because everybody's really short term with these type of things, is did the Colts make the right decision in letting go of Peyton Manning? My personal opinion is yeah, I think they did make the right decision. I feel like Peyton Manning was on a decline at the time that they made this decision before he even got hurt. That's just my personal opinion. My team is in the AFC. I am a New England Patriots fan, for those of you guys who don't know. So I know exactly what's going on in the AFC, especially with the Colts, because they're, our rivals. But from what I had seen from him from the past couple of years in the playoffs and even in the regular season, I've seen a lot of moments where he was declining. Throwing late interceptions in games. I remember he threw some late interceptions in a game against the New York Jets. And that was right before he eventually got the neck injury. And no one knew what the rap was going to really be on Peyton Manning at the time. You get the number one pick after having a horrible season. You get the number one pick. I feel like you got to go and start fresh, because if you go ahead and you take the chance with Manning, you're basically putting all your future into this 1 year, basically. You know what I mean? Like, you're saying, okay, we're going to go ahead and give it one more year with Peyton Manning, but then what about the next 5 or so years? How good is Andrew Luck going to be? We're not sure. I think he's going to be a pretty good quarterback. But I'm not going to lie. The one thing that he has the skills, man. He has the size. He has all the intangibles, but I just don't see the leadership, though. I don't see the leadership. I don't see the Peyton Manning leadership. I don't see the RG3 leadership. When RG3 is on the field, the dude is like a general. You know what I mean? Like, he's got everything in lines. Everybody, there's certain players in the league, guys like Aaron Rodgers, RG3, Tom Brady. These type of guys are the type of players that it's like the players look at them on the field and they always feel like they could win. You know what I mean? Like, there's a certain glow that kind of radiates off of those type of guys. Aaron Rodgers, those type of guys like that. And it's like, it's just a contagious feeling that elevates everybody's game. I don't think Andrew Luck is on that level yet. And we'll see if he could develop that. That's just something extra that, the greats end up, having that ability to raise everybody else's game level, kind of like Michael Jordan. So we'll see, man. We'll see what's up for Andrew Luck. He's got to go back to the drawing board. And man, like I said, this playoffs, really good playoff games we got going on right now. But yeah, it's got to be a pretty disappointing loss for the Indianapolis Colts. But you know what? You guys had a good season. Realistically, it's not like anybody really had these guys getting past the Pats or the Broncos. But I did have a feeling that you guys had a good chance against the Ravens. But the Ravens showed up, man. Ravens showed up. So good game for them. Those are my thoughts, guys. Let me know what y'all think. Peace.